Yes, guys, everything bite-sized here. I hope you're all doing well. Today we're back with another review video, and this one is about Family Guy and why it's so popular, and also why it started to decline in popularity. So, we're going to be looking at some reviews from IMDb. First review is called Ballsy. Would be 10 stars had this magnificent TV show not gotten a bit repetitive after season 15 or so. Still, hundreds of 10-star episodes and incredibly ballsy. Almost all the gags punch far below the waistline. The first time you watch every episode, your jaw drops to the floor. Insane that the writers go there. Then you watch it a second time. Then you recall the jokes, they cross your mind and you can't stop laughing. The next review is titled, "Despite all its flaws, it has more replay value than even The Simpsons." Sure, there are plenty of flat episodes, especially after season 13. Sure, they sometimes get more political than they should, but all in all, it's such a funny show. Just something to let your brain relax and take in a bunch of absurd humour. It's adult humour at its finest. The next one is titled, "Laugh Out Loud Funny." Family Guy is one of the best comedies of all time. It's about the Griffin family, Peter, Lois, Stevie, Meg and Chris, and their talking dog, Brian. I don't even know how to explain how much I absolutely love this show. It's been a laugh out loud funny show for over 20 years now. It's a crude and rude show that says all the things we wish we could say. That's what makes it so funny. It's easily one of my favourite comedies of all time. Seth MacFarlane is just an absolute genius who has done the impossible, and that makes the show hilarious for over 2 decades now. There's not much I can say about this incredible show that hasn't already been said, so just do yourself a favour and go watch it. You won't regret it. This review is titled, "Watch This for Fun, From Childish to Highbrow." You have to be able to quickly switch gears between storylines, gags and cutaway, but it's all fun. Quality and content has swayed to and fro from season to season, but it continues to put out fun, goofy and offbeat humour that can at times be very poignant. There are those that don't care for its type of humour, but an interesting coincidence I've found is that many of those people are watchers of like The Voice or The Walking Dead. I find The Walking Dead aspect to be intriguing because to follow that show, you have to be able to suspend belief in reality to accept the pretense of a zombie apocalypse, but then also find comedic gags to be too far out there. Character alliances come and go with episodes and seasons, but my favourite is the Stewie and Brian duo. Perhaps the single best aspect of the show are some of the otherwise unrelated cutaway gags that poke fun at random aspects or instances in life. This one is titled, "I Missed the Older Seasons." It's hard for me to rate this show. When looking back at the older seasons, it seems to me like Seth and his crew had fun writing and voicing the characters. Occasionally there were musical numbers thrown into the mix, songs I would know by heart and will forever be stuck in my head. We hardly get any of these nowadays. The gags are nowhere near as complex or funny as they used to be. Seems to me like the only reason this show is still running is because there is money involved, because some people like me are naive enough to keep watching even though it's not what it used to be. I'm not angry at the state of this show, but it's sad to see what it's been reduced to. This next review is titled, "A Once Good Show That Declined in Quality." Family Guy used to be a very good show with a certain charm to it. Even the cutaways and Brian Griffin were good back then, but as time goes on and on, Family Guy just keeps getting worse and worse. Many of the characters have gone downhill, such as Peter, who used to be hilarious. This review is titled, "Seth MacFarlane, You're a Genius." I cannot even begin to discuss how ridiculously smart and outrageously funny this show is. Not only does this programme far surpass most of the comedies on television, it has the guts to hit topics that most of the overly sensitive public shies away from. I never understood why it was taken off the air in the first place. Fox can show something as tawdry and humanly degrading as Temptation Island, but Family Guy was too racy? Right. I absolutely must comment on the incredible voice talent done for this show, most especially the amazing creator himself, Seth MacFarlane. First of all, his versatility is unlike anything I've ever heard. When I discovered how many voices he actually performed, I was floored. I'm currently receiving my Masters in Speech Pathology, so I find his ability particularly interesting. Not only can he speak in these individual voices, he can sing in them, and very well I might add. Yeah, so that's a bit of a taste of why people like it and also why they think it's gone downhill. Me personally, I loved Family Guy when I first saw it, and I really skanked all the episodes and watched them over and over again. But then I found that it started getting a bit dry, and not dry in a good way, I mean like a bit boring and a bit too knee-jerky. But I've always preferred American Dad, and I definitely prefer South Park. But Family Guy, you've got to give it props, man. There's a reason it got so popular, but there's also a reason it started to decline. Anyway, you've been locked into Everything Bite Size. Check out my other content, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.